Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be my makeup monthly for the month of February. If you are new to my makeup monthlies, it's similar to a monthly favorites video, except I have different categories in my makeup monthly. I talk about my favorites, I talk about the products that failed me. I also like to include the find category where I talk about products that I have been trying out that weren't necessarily a favorite. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this product, but it also didn't completely fail me and I think maybe it could work for someone. Basically, I just really like to review products, so I added that in there so I could review some more products. I also do a channel shout out in my makeup monthly videos, and then once we are all done with makeup and beauty items, I also do book recommendations as I am a book blogger and published author. So I chat about some of the books that I've been reading this month that I absolutely loved. But if you are ready to get into the makeup monthly for February, because holy crap, that month went by real quick, why don't we go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so I'm gonna kick it off with the products that failed me this month. The first one I have here is from The Ordinary. This is their Hyaluronic Acid. I got this from Shop Hush actually. When they sent me a package, it like randomly had this hyaluronic acid in here from The Ordinary, and I thought that was pretty interesting. I've been wanting to try out The Ordinary for a while. I hear a lot of incredibly mixed feedback about products from The Ordinary, so I never really knew what to think of it, if I should buy it myself. I wasn't quite sure. So when I saw this come in here, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a try. It's $6.80 for the hyaluronic acid, and I'm a big fan of hyaluronic acid. I always have it in my skincare routine because it's really good for hydrating the skin. I live in Iowa. We are having a really brutal winter and my skin is definitely very dry at the moment, so I thought that this would be great. I mean, I used it quite a bit. It's probably up to here, and you know, you only need a few drops when I would put it on in the morning. But this really irritated my skin. I got a lot of those really like nasty under the skin breakouts when I was using this product, and I also really didn't notice a whole lot happening with my dry patches when I was using this. And sometimes skincare can be a little challenging because there are certain products that you actually kind of want your skin to break out from. Like, you want certain products to be kind of pulling the impurities up from your skin, which does mean you are going to break out. So you go through kind of like a patch for a while, but then when you continually use it, it clears up your skin. So skincare is something that I really do try to give a really fair chance to and use it for quite some time. But when I realized I was having some bad breakouts, I was like, okay, what is it that I've been, you know, putting new in my skincare here? And I realized it was this. So I stopped using it. My skin cleared up, everything was looking good. I went back to using it and the same thing happened. So I was like, okay, so it is this product that something about it is not reacting well with my skin. I will be 31 this month, which is crazy. We're now in March. It's almost my birthday. I'm very excited about it. I'm to the point where I still don't care how old it is I'm turning. I'm still pretty pumped up about my birthdays. I will be 31 this month, so I don't have like super youthful skin by any means. I do have dry skin right now and I do have sensitive skin. So those are kind of my skin types and what I deal with, and for whatever reason, this one from The Ordinary did not work out for me, so I will not be using that any further. And then I have two products here from e.l.f., which is kind of a bummer. The first one here is one that I hear so many good things about, and so many people love this foundation, and it just did nothing for me. It's the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. I had a friend send this to me to try out. I think I tried it in my trying subscribers favorite makeup video. I mean, so that tells you that a lot of people really like this foundation, and I've tried it and I'm like, why? It doesn't look good on my skin at all. No matter what primer I use underneath it, no matter what it is I'm doing with this foundation, it makes my skin look old. Like, that's the best word I can use to describe how I look with this foundation on. I feel like it makes my skin look old. I feel like it sits funny on my face, and it just is not flattering. The first time I used it, I was like, maybe my skin is too dry. So I've used like my most hydrating primers with it. I've used my Versale Rose Gold Oil with it, and that's like my secret ingredient if I'm super dry or like using a really mattifying full coverage foundation. I reach for my Rose Gold Oil because that bottle's expensive. And I can't get it to work on me, and I'm so bummed because so many people like this foundation and it's only $6 and I want to love it too. but it does not look good on me at all. I'm super bummed about that. And then the other product I have here from e.l.f. I just had a really weird experience with. This is an eyeshadow palette. It's their Nude Rose Gold palette, and this guy is $10. This one was sent to me from e.l.f. in PR, and unfortunately, it actually caused my eyes to have a weird reaction. I think I mentioned it in a YouTube video because there was one day where I filmed a video and I basically had no eye makeup on because my eyes were still recovering. And I talked about it on Snapchat a bit as well. And I said that the only thing, like, so I woke up one morning and my eyes were so swollen. My eyelids were like red and puffy and it looked horrible. I wasn't sure if I had like pink eye. I didn't know if I was having an allergic reaction to something. I didn't know what was going on. And I was trying to think, I was like, what did I use yesterday? My makeup routine, like, was anything different? And I had used this palette. So I was talking about it on Snapchat and people were saying, you know, try the palette again and see if it happens again. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna take me a hot second to do that because my eyes were very painful. But I did try it again. I just did, like, when I had a few days off and I knew that I wasn't going anywhere, I had anything to do, I could just be lounging around my house. I put these shadows back on my eyes and the same thing happened. So I don't know what it is about these e.l.f. eyeshadows that caused my eyes to have such a reaction. I do have like fairly sensitive eyes. Like sometimes glitter will bother me. I can't wear glitter from just any brand. You know, things like that will bother me, but I don't think I've ever had such a strong reaction to an eyeshadow before. But I'm not gonna try it again. Like, I'm not gonna try it for a third time because I don't want to put my eyes through that. And it's painful, but the palette is pretty. I will say it's a pretty palette and it's only $10, but at the same time, I feel like it kind of performs like a $10 eyeshadow palette. Like, it wasn't necessarily anything that blew me away. I thought when I did my makeup look with this, I was like, I just want to like come in with a different palette or come in with glitter or come in with something. But if you like, you know, more neutral or, you know, everyday type of looks, I mean, this is a nice choice for $10, but if you have sensitive eyes, I don't know, something about this guy really bothered me. And I'm trying to think, I don't feel like I've used e.l.f. eyeshadows a ton, but I did just buy a new palette for them for an upcoming video, and now I'm a little bit nervous. We'll have to see if the same thing happens. But has that happened to anybody else with the e.l.f. eyeshadows? Have you ever had a reaction like that? I don't know. It was weird, but unfortunately that happened with this palette, so I'm not gonna be using this guy again. Alrighty, so I wanna move over to the fine category. Again, these are products that I like, but I can't say that I love, but maybe they would work for somebody else out there. I have these eyeliners from TheBalm. So I got a PR package from TheBalm pretty recently, and it had like 5 different of their Mr. Right eyeliners in here. I love eyeliners. Big fan of eyeliners, always wear eyeliners. So I was really excited to try them out. And these are just okay for me. I believe they are around $17, maybe $17.50. These are what the eyeliners look like. These are a crayon eyeliner and then you just twist them up when you start to get down there. I like that they have a variety of different colors. I have the purple in my eye today. I think it's called Plum. I have a dark navy one that I like to use, and then this one is kind of like a brown gold. But they're just okay for me. I don't feel like they go on the waterline super creamy or super pigmented, and I kind of have to play around with them for a while. They're nice for kind of smudging under the lash line, and there I think they're fine, but for eyeliners like this, I really like really creamy pigmented ones for my waterline particularly, and these are just okay. Like I said, I like these guys and I will continue to use them, but I don't think that I would repurchase them myself. I don't think they're an absolute must-have eyeliner in your collection, but they're still decent. They're not terrible. They're not pigmented at all. They don't not go on my waterline or anything like that, but they're like mediocre eyeliners to me. So those are from TheBalm. Next up, I have an eyeshadow palette here. This is from Voss. This is one of their new palettes. It's called the Hashtag palette. My friend Jill did send this to me, so big thank you to Jill for sending this to me to try out because I had been eyeing this palette really, really hard. This is $45. Okay, so this palette, I mentioned it in, I think it was my latest Will I Buy It video. I was talking about a new palette from Voss, and I said, spoiler alert, I was going to mention this one in my Makeup Monthly in the Fine section. So I also have the Holy Grail from Voss, and I really, really enjoy that eyeshadow palette. I love the mattes in there. I think they're really beautiful. The shimmers, not so much. And with this palette, it is mostly shimmers, but they're colors and shades that I love. I have purple on my eyes today. I love wearing purple, so when I see this bottom row and I see all these beautiful purples, I get really excited. I also love gold on the eyes, got really excited. I also love warm tones, got really excited for the 4th row, and then you have transitions. I mean, I was like, okay, this is definitely a me palette. I love the mirror. I love traveling with the Voss palettes, but I don't like the Violet Voss shimmers as much as I do the mattes, and because this one is mostly a shimmer palette, I just find myself not getting as much use out of it as I was hoping that I would. The looks that I've created with it, I still ended up liking, but I feel like I have to really work to get the looks. I did an eye look recently, and I think I have that one on Instagram. If I do, I'll have a video down below, link down below to my Instagram. I do a lot of like mini tutorials over on my Instagram, and I used this shade down here, this really beautiful purple, and I had to work and build up and get my setting spray out, get my brush stamp. I was like, oh my god, I felt like I was there forever. The final look was beautiful, and I really enjoyed it, but man, it took me a while to get there. So this one to me is just okay, and I've just noticed that I really do enjoy the Violet Voss mattes over the shimmers. When I go into my Holy Grail palette, I'm almost always creating an all matte eye look. So unfortunately, this one was just an okay for me. I still enjoy the palette. I will still reach for it. I will still use it, but it didn't quite knock it out of the park for me like the Holy Grail one did from Violet Voss. And the final product that I have to mention in the fine category is from Drunk Elephant. I got a PR package from Drunk Elephant a couple months back, and you've been seeing me talk about Drunk Elephant products in these makeup monthlies quite a bit. I've had fails, I've had favorites, I've had finds, and I have another fine this month, which is okay. Drunk Elephant is very expensive because each time something is in the favorite category, all I hear is, and I'm like, oh man. But this one that I think is okay, this is the Bestie No. 9 Jelly Cleanser. Okay, so I feel like I hear really good things about this, and this was one of those that I honestly thought I was going to absolutely love. I prefer something like this to remove my makeup versus like a makeup remover. I enjoy cleansing oils, cleansing balms, things like that, so I was like, this is gonna be the one that definitely gets me. So I think what I don't love about this is the like consistency of it. I don't like the thick jelly balm to it. That's just not my thing. It's something that bothers me because when I put it on my hands or I put it on like my Shiseido facial cotton, I feel like when I put it on my face, it's just like blunk, big block there. And I'm like, ugh. Like, I don't know. I like to just, I don't know how to explain it, but like I go in and I remove my eye makeup first. That's typically what I do. I put my remover usually on my Shiseido cotton pad, and then I rub it on my eyes. But when I use this and I put it on my eye, it's like I have a giant goop there, and I'm like, oh no, that is really disturbing. So I actually prefer to use this with my hands, because then I take my hands and I rub them together a lot, and then I'll wash my face. But I don't like stuff on my hands. I don't like makeup on my hands. I don't like swatching makeup. I don't like removing makeup with my hands. I don't like any of it. I want to use my Shiseido cotton rounds, you know, they're great. But with this, I just don't feel like I can, because I don't know. I just feel like it's weird. And I also don't feel like it removes makeup the best. And I even had someone comment, I did an Instagram video using the Drunk Elephant makeup and removing the makeup. And someone said it doesn't look like it removed your eye makeup very well, and it really doesn't. I have to kind of go in and very much take my time removing my eye makeup when it comes to this. It's not, you know, one of my other preferred makeup removers where it just is really quick and easy and it takes everything off. This one takes me a little bit more time. I will say that this is $34, which is cheaper than I thought it was going to be. I really expected it to be more in like the $40 range. So $34, not the worst, but I have other makeup removers that I prefer to this that I feel like are easier to use and just kind of more my style, but then also are better at removing makeup. So this one from Drunk Elephant, it's pretty good. I'll use it all till it's gone, but just not a favorite of mine. Okay, so moving over to the favorite category, like I said, I also do a channel shout out in these makeup monthlies. I've been doing it for several months now, and I love doing it. I love doing channel shout outs. I love doing collab videos. I love my YouTube friends, and I just think it's really fun to do. How I choose the channel shout out is the beauty blogger or beauty influencer that I feature in my beauty newsletter that I send out about once a month. If you guys aren't signed up for my newsletter, like I said, I just send it out once a month. It's not like overwhelmingly spam or anything like that. I have a link in my description box down below. I just have a few more makeup reviews in there, new release news, things like that. I'll throw in a giveaway in there for newsletter recipients and things like that, but I also do have an interview with a beauty influencer, so I usually just ask about 4 questions, just have a short interview in there with someone. So if that sounds interesting to you and something that you like, make sure to check the description box. This month, the interview and the feature is with Klaty. I just did a collab video with her. We posted it last week, and it was our tax refund wish list, and we had been talking for so long trying to figure out what video we wanted to do. I actually got that idea from a subscriber who left a comment on one of my past videos, and we decided to do it together and that it would be fun. She's a fellow Midwest girl, and like I said in our collab video, she's so positive and so happy. I love watching her videos and I love her personality. She just brings so much light into my life when I get to watch her videos, and even if they're just short ones, I just feel better leaving her videos because she's so positive. She puts out a lot of different videos. She does a lot of reviews, and I think that if you guys like my channel, I think that you would really like Ashley's channel as well. So if you're not yet subscribed to Ashley, I suggest go over, check her out, watch some of her videos, let her know I sent you. I'll have her channel linked in my description box down below, of course, and then also I will have an interview with her coming up in my newsletter. It'll probably go out in the next week or so here, I would say. So you still have time to sign up if you want to catch the March newsletter that is going out. Woo! Okay, so then moving on, like I said, I will have some makeup and beauty favorites to run through, and then at the end I do have 2 book recommendations as well if anyone is interested in that. But my first favorites that I want to talk about for the month are these little palettes from Huda Beauty. I did not think I was going to like these. Did not think I was gonna like these, wasn't interested in them. I'm pretty sure I did a will I buy it on them, and I was like, nah, nope, not gonna get them, not interested. And then I started seeing reviews and everyone was like, these are amazing, and I'm like, crap, hate when that happens. So my sister-in-law Steph actually got me this one for Christmas. I sent her my Sephora wish list. She drew my name. We have, on Mitch's side of the family, he has a brother and a sister, and they both have spouses, so the 6 of us had drawn names. And Steph drew my name, and so I literally sent her my Sephora loves list. So here you go. So she sent me this one. This one is called the Smoky Obsessions palette. Love it. Love it. Love it. I love the silver in here. I've done a look with that and I thought it was freaking gorgeous. I love the shimmers in here. I love that we have mattes. We can create a full look. Love the mirror. I love how small it is. I'm all for it. And then my friend Kelly, she has a channel here, K Bella Beauty. I'll have her channel linked down below. She actually sent me this one. This is the Warm Brown Obsessions, and yep, love it. My tones, here I am. I'm here for this palette. Why did I not want this palette? Stay up. Why did I not want this palette? I don't even know. I just did a look very recently on Instagram with it, so I'll have that tutorial linked down below, and it's like one of my favorite looks that I've done, and I'm so happy that I did it on a Friday night, and I had plans that night, and I liked my lashes, and I liked everything about it, and I was like, yes, because there's so many times where I do a makeup look that I love, and then I film a video and wash my face and sit at home with my dog, and I'm like, dang it. Wish more people would have seen that look, but oh man, I was so happy with it. So yeah, these palettes, I think they're great. I think the quality is great, both mattes and shimmers. I created so many looks with these 2 palettes. I love all-inclusive palettes. I'm someone who I love reaching into one palette and creating a full look. That's some of my favorite things to do, and I can do that both with each of these palettes. So yeah, I love them. I don't know why I was so hesitant to buy them. They are $27, but you do get 9 different shades, and thinking about it, like that's a pretty good deal. I actually do want them all. Even the colorful palette. I would even do the colorful palette because I feel like I could create something fun with it, but you know, I really do like these. Next up, I have some highlight palettes. These are from MAC Cosmetics, and oh my gracious, I was so shocked at how amazing these are and how excited I got for these palettes. So they just released these 2 highlight palettes. They are $39.50 each, which I do think is pricey because you get 3 highlights inside. They are really huge highlights, don't get me wrong. They're very large pan sizes. You do get a mirror, but it is $39.50 each. You can also find these available at Ulta. But wow, these are amazing. These were sent to me in PR, and from the moment that I opened them, I just knew. Like, I opened it and was like, yeah, no, this is going to be a great palette. I did do some swatches on my Instagram, so I'll insert that photo over here. But wow. So there's 2 different palettes, and they don't have their names on them, which drives me crazy. One is like Flash and Awe. I think this rose gold one, it has rose gold print right here, and more of like these lighter tones, and the center one is a really beautiful pinky color. I think this one is called Flash and Awe. And I think the one that has the gold packaging and then more of the gold tones in here, I think this one is called Get It Glowing. But I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but for $39.50 you can't put the names. You can't, no, nothing, no. That kind of drives me crazy. But these are really stunning highlights. These are like that wet highlight that I love so much. The first time that I used it, I went with the rose gold palette, and I went with this pinky shade because I'm really into pink right now and pink highlights. I put that on and I was like, yep, this palette is bomb. I've used all 3 shades in here, and I've used all 3 shades in the gold palette as well because I just am I'm just so attracted to this highlight. I love the finish that it gives. I love the glow that it gives. If you want a super blinding, wet looking highlight, you would be really happy with these MAC palettes. I definitely think you only need one of them. I wouldn't suggest going out and getting 2, and honestly, I was thinking about giving this one away, but that's how much I love the formula, is that I had to do the selfish thing and keep them both for myself. That's when I know I really love a product, if I get it in PR and I want to keep both because I love the formula so much, and that's what happened with these. So I'm sorry I did that, but I love them. I love them both so much. Depending on what tones you prefer, I think that if you love a beautiful blending highlight, you would really like these ones from MAC. Okay, moving on, I'll just touch on this one briefly because I did mention it in a previous video not too long ago. This is from Pur. This is the Get a Grip Eye Primer. I have had this on my list to put in a favorites video for probably, I'm not kidding, the last 3 months, and then I just keep having so many more products and so many more products that I'm like, oh, it's an eyeshadow primer. It's one of those overlooked makeup products. I did a video all about this recently and mentioned this primer. So I kind of kept pushing it to the wayside because I was like, that's unsexy. Who cares about an eyeshadow primer? Like, talk about palettes and things like that. But I had some space in this month's Makeup Monthly and I did want to mention it. This is just a really solid eyeshadow primer. I'll have my overlooked makeup video down below, but like I said, this is just incredibly, like, a very tacky eyeshadow primer, and I feel like it's great for those really long wear makeup days where you're getting ready really early in the morning and you know you need your makeup to last all night. I definitely suggest this one. I think it holds onto the eyeshadow so well, and I just really would recommend it. This is $20 from Pur, the Get a Grip eyeshadow primer. Moving along, I have a brush to mention. This is not a newer brush to me, but for whatever reason, I can't stop using it lately. So when that happens, I want to tell you guys about it. It's from Sigma Beauty. This is the 3D HD Max Kabuki brush. Just love it. It's really big. It has these different angles on it. Because it's so big, it's so quick to apply the foundation, but I also like how it's angled because you can get around your nose and between your eyebrows, things like that. There was some other brushes that could be a challenge, but again, I just like how quick this is. This, I believe, is my most used foundation brush when I'm not using more of like a sponge. This is the #1 brush that I am going for. I just mentioned it recently when I was doing my brand recommendations in my gift card guide. I did Sigma Beauty. This is one of the foundation brushes that I recommended. Just keep using it lately. I can't stop. So when I noticed that happening, I put it on my list to talk about in my Makeup Monthly. So not a newer product to me, but one that I just continually keep reaching for. Alrighty, just 2 more products left. I did want to talk about these lipsticks because wow, they got me, and they got me right away. These are the soft matte liquid lipsticks from Lawless Beauty. I wanted to keep one in the packaging so you could see what it looks like in the package here. So really beautiful packaging. I did get a package from Lawless Beauty, which was so exciting to me. I'm pretty sure I mentioned them in the 8 brands I want to try in 2018, but Lawless Beauty has really intrigued me when I started seeing them pop up in YouTube videos. I spent one time where I probably researched for like 30 minutes or so on the brand, Annie Lawless, who created the brand. If you guys have time, I would recommend looking it up and just seeing kind of what it's about. I just thought it was really cool, and I was really inspired by her story and by her in general. I had Lawless Beauty on my list to try for quite some time, so to get an email from them, I was like, is this really happening? And they sent over 3 lipsticks. I have 1 still in my purse, and they're all named after men, which I think is funny. This is Dane. I believe this one is Leo, and then George is like my all-time favorite, and that guy's still in my purse. So I tried this out for the first time in a first impression style video or a get ready with me video. Was the first time that I used it, and I was like, wow, I really like this lipstick. First of all, it smells like candy, which I highly appreciate because I do love candy. So I like the way it smells. It applied so easily. It says it's a soft matte. I don't necessarily would compare it to the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. It has more of an oomph than that, but you can tell it's definitely soft on the lips, but it's extremely pigmented. When I applied it in the video, I made a comment of only having to dip into the product once for my bottom lip, and it completely covered it. Normally, I dip back into a lip product at least 2 times, if not more, to cover my bottom lip, and then I would do the same thing for my top lip. So very pigmented. You're not using a lot of product is what I noticed off the bat, but these guys stay. The lasting power of these lipsticks really impressed me, especially considering that it said that they were soft matte, and for some reason, I don't know, to me, I didn't know, would they dry down all the way? They do. Would they last long? They do. This even lasted me through, I wore George one night to, we had like a hibachi dinner date with some friends. I wore it through that entire meal and the drinks and everything, and my lip product still looked absolutely fantastic. I remember going to the bathroom after dinner and looking in the mirror, and I was like, I don't even need to touch up. I don't even need to touch up my lipstick. That is impressive. So I really like these. George is like my favorite. George is my favorite nude right now, but I also do really like Dane. This is more of a like deeper burgundy color. I know I was wearing it in one of my March Madness videos, and I really did like this color as well. So I'm really impressed with these lipsticks. They are $25, which is very expensive for a lipstick, but Lawless Beauty is coming into Sephora. I can see the page there. It says coming soon, which I'm really excited about. So I'm not for sure which date exactly they'll be released, but I really like the story behind the brand. I like what the brand represents, and I do like their lipsticks, and I would recommend these. The weekend after I first tried these out, because I think I want to say I tried it out on like a Wednesday or something like that, but that following weekend, I went out Friday and Saturday and wore George both nights. That's how much I love George. George, you got me. So yes, the Lawless liquid lipsticks, highly would recommend. And then the last favorite I have for the month is the Douce or the Douce palette from Juvia's Place. This is one where I don't know if I expected to love this palette so much, because looking inside of it, I'm kind of like, what do I do? What do I do with this palette? But this palette just gets me. And when I am reaching for my eyeshadow palette for the day, my mind continually keeps going towards this palette. I just really like it. The Juvia's Place palettes I do feel like are very good quality. I feel like they're very pigmented, they're easy to work with, they're easily blendable and all of that. Sometimes the layouts and the color selections can just, you know, with my non-artistically creative mind, I'm a little like, huh, what am I doing here? But I really, really like this palette. I love the pinks in here. I love both of these shimmers. This is a really cool purple. I like that we have, you know, kind of the more traditional colors in there as well in case I want to go that route. This is a really cool color. I love the mint green. I really, really like this palette. My friend Maquisha sent this to me and I was like, thank you. I wanted this one so bad. For whatever reason, it was calling my attention. Yes, it intimidated me a little bit, but I really like this palette. I feel like you can create really beautiful, like kind of romantic looks. This is the palette I used in my Recreating a Babs Beauty makeup tutorial. I love the look that we created in that video. But yeah, the pinks and like kind of these more like romantic looks are kind of what I'm into right now for whatever reason. I don't know why, but this one, so good. Loving this palette. Okay, so that's gonna be it for my makeup and beauty favorites. If this is where you are ending the video, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. But if you do enjoy reading or want some book recommendations, I have 2 books that I gave a 5-star review to on my blog and on Amazon in the month of February. I will have my blog listed down below. I'll have the links to these books on Amazon and also the link to my review on Chicklet Plus if you are interested in them. But the first book I gave a 5-star review to is called One Way Ticket. This is by Kate O'Keefe and Melissa Baldwin. I'm familiar with both of these authors. I really enjoy their writing styles. They write great chick lit and I was really excited to see them write a book together. One Way Ticket is so cute. It's one of those books where like maybe if you think too hard into what's actually happening, you won't enjoy it, but the writing is so fun, the characters are so fun that I just kind of like forget about it and I just get lost in the book. So basically these 2 women meet each other at the airport. One is running away from her wedding, Rachel Green style, in her wedding dress at the airport. One's coming back from a friend's wedding, kind of feeling a little disgruntled with her life. She isn't quite where she wants to be. She moved for the love of her life. That didn't work out. Basically, the women who are both florists, they decide they are going to switch lives. They're going to live in each other's apartments. They're going to take over each other's floral businesses. And basically, they just need a break from their real life. So they just swap lives. And I know, like when I was reading it, I was like, meh, is that really gonna work out? No, it does. It does. The writing is so enjoyable. It's so fast-paced. It's so humorous, but there's also a lot of really cute lessons along the way. There's great romantic angles in there as well, and I really enjoyed the friendship that happens between the 2 girls and their chance meeting at the airport. So if it sounds like a book that you would like, I would recommend One Way Ticket. The other one I gave 5-star review to is the complete opposite. It's a psychological thriller, and whoa, this book was crazy. This is called The French Girl and it is by Lexie Elliott. I read on 2 very like different scales. I like to read chick lit, romance, laid back, funny books, and then I like thrillers and like psychological suspense novels. Normal. So in The French Girl, our main character is Kate, and Kate is kind of not necessarily being haunted, but she is seeing a girl who died when her and her group of friends took a trip 10 years prior. They met the French girl while they were on this vacation, and after they left, it was discovered that the French girl had disappeared. No one could find her. She was gone. 10 years later, her body has been found, and now the case is getting opened up again. All the friends are being questioned because they were the last ones to see her alive, and they're trying to figure out what happened to her. And around this time, Kate starts seeing her, but not in like a creepy way though. Like, I mean, it's creepy if you're seeing a dead person, of course, but like, it wasn't that sort of setting to the book where like, oh, I'm being haunted. She was just seeing her. But still, so you're trying to figure out as the friends are coming together and you're hearing about them and you're hearing about the last night that they saw each other, you're trying to figure out, okay, who is it? Because clearly it had to be one of the friends, right? Which one was it? And at one point, I found myself taking notes on the little post-it next to my desk, like, okay, so this person saw her then, and then this person, so maybe it was this. And I was like, I am taking notes while reading. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I even put out a tweet about it. That's how impressed I was with this book, because I was trying to figure it all out too. So I thought I was so invested in it. I was so engaged in it. I was trying to figure it out along with it, and the ending was quite intense. I won't give anything away, of course, but the ending was very intense. But I enjoyed it. If you enjoy psychological thrillers, suspense novels, ones that are going to make you think and you don't mind a little bit, like there was never anything overly gruesome in this book. But if you don't mind reading about an uncomfortable topic such as murder, I would definitely recommend The French Girl, because it had me. It had me from like page 1, I'm telling you. So The French Girl by Lexie Elliott, that will also be listed down below. But then other than that, that's going to do it for my makeup monthly for the month of February. Okay, so that is everything for my makeup monthly in February. That month, I mean, obviously February is a short month, but man, that month flew by. But I love March. It's my favorite month. It's my birthday month. I love my birthday. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Everything, of course, will all be listed out down below. Everything will be down there. If there's anything that you were interested in, let me know what you were loving on in the month of February, or what missed the mark for you, or anything along those lines. I would love to know. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you will also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.